Hello all, welcome to Anand Learning Studio. In this video we will be learning about operators in Python. So this is the third video lecture in the series of Python Basic to Advanced. So without wasting your time, let's jump into the video. So there are 7 different type of operators in Python: the arithmetic operator, assignment operator, comparison operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, and identity and membership operators. So we will be learning all these operators one by one. So let's start with first the arithmetic operator. So in arithmetic operator we will be learning about the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, all those operations. So let's see what all we have for arithmetic operators. So we have plus for addition, minus for subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, backslash for division, then we have percentile to calculate the remainders, then we have double backslash for floor division, then we have double asterisk to calculate the exponentials. So let's quickly see them one by one. So suppose I want to add two numbers, then I will be using the plus operator. Like if I'll pass in 5 plus 7, it will be giving me the result as addition of these two numbers. Even if I have the numbers stored in variables, like suppose I have 11 and b is having the value 13, then it is going to give me, if a plus b will give me 24. So plus is used to add the numbers. The same plus will work as concatenation if instead of number we have some strings. We have two strings, like suppose if I am passing in hello and then I am passing in plus Python, it will give me the concatenation of the strings. Okay, but if I'll try to write it like hello and then plus 7, I will be getting an error because you cannot add these two numbers. You cannot concatenate. To concatenate you need two strings, and in order to add you need two numbers. So you cannot concatenate a string with a number. So in order to concatenate them, you will have to change this also to str. And now finally, since both of them are strings, I will be getting the concatenation of those operations. So that's what happens in arithmetic operation. The first one we covered was the plus operation, that is the addition, and then similarly the minus one will be working to subtract the numbers. So if I am writing 11 minus 5, it will subtract the numbers 5 from 11. And again if I am saying a minus b, sorry, my bad, I have written 1 minus b, so b is defined here 13 and 1 minus b is obviously giving me 12, but I wanted to say a minus b and it is giving me minus 2 since the value of a is 13 and b is 11. Obviously if I will write b minus a, it will be giving me 2. So this minus will be helping us to subtract two numbers. In order to multiply, I can use the asterisk operation. A into b will give me the multiplication of these two numbers. Similarly 10 into 6 will give me 60, and if I want to divide the numbers, I will have to use the backslash. It will give me the number. Now you can notice here that when I'm dividing the numbers, the return result is always a float. Even if the number is completely divisible, it will give me the result as float. One thing I missed in multiplication, so if I will use this multiplication operation with a string, like if I will pass in hello and then star 6, it will just multiply the string 6 times. I will be getting hello, 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 like that. So in strings we can use the plus operation to concatenate the strings, and we can use this asterisk to multiply that string by that number. Okay, so let's get back to the division operation. So in division we use this backslash, and what this does, it divides the numerator. So left side of this operator becomes the numerator and the right side becomes the denominator. If the number is completely divisible, then also you will be getting the result in float, but with the value as 5.0 or whatever, that 0 will be there. And again, suppose if I am writing 10 by 3, you will be getting some 3.3333 like that. So that's how the division operation works. If you want only the integer division, okay, if you want the integer division, then you have to use the floor division operation, that is double backslash and 3. So what it does, it returns you only the integer part of a division operation. Okay, if a number is completely divisible, then also it will return the integer part. If the number is not divisible, then also it will return only the integer part. So like if I will say 10 double backslash 2, I will be getting 5, not 5.0. If I will saying 10 double backslash 4, I will be getting 2, not 2 point that decimal part. So that's how this floor division works. And similarly, if I want to calculate the exponents, then I can use the double asterisk. Like suppose I want to calculate 3 square, so I can say 3 double asterisk 2, I will be getting 3 square. So the left side will become the base and the right side will become the exponent. So it becomes 3 square. If I want to calculate 5 square, I can simply say 5 square. If I want to calculate 5 cube, I can simply say 5 double star 3. This will give me the 5 cube. So that's pretty much about the arithmetic operation. Let's quickly jump to the next operator, and the next operator is assignment operator. So we have the main assignment operator is equal to, and then if you will combine any of the arithmetic operator with equal to, it will become a new kind of assignment operator. Like you can say plus equal to, minus equal to. Similarly, any kind of arithmetic operation, if you will combine it with equal to, it will give you a new assignment operator. What assignment operator does is basically assigns a value to a variable. So if I say a equals to 5, now what I'm saying, I want to assign this value 5 to this variable a. Okay, now whenever I will be calling the variable a, I need the value 5. I will be getting the value 5. So if I'll call the a, I will be getting the value 5. So maybe in the next lecture we will be talking more about the variables and data type. There I will explain more details on the variable and data type. But here we are just looking at the assignment operator and the remaining operators. Similarly, if I'll say b equals to 10, I am assigning the value 10 to this variable b. Down the line I can change it. So I can say b equals to now 13. This will give me 13. Now if I'll call b, I will be getting the value 13. I am associating a value to a variable. That's what it does. Now b is having a value of 13. Whenever I will be calling b, I will be getting the value 13. Now what the remaining operators does, it simply do that operation and assign it back. So suppose if you want to perform an operation on the same variable and assign back to the same variable, then you can use the remaining assignment operators. Like if I want to say I want to increment the b by 3, I want to increase the value of b by 3, what I can do, I can say b equal to, basically let's see, if I'll say b plus 3, that's how you will be getting 3 more than b. That's how you will be incrementing the value of b by 3. If I'll execute, you are getting 16, that's correct, but the exact value of b is still pointing to 13, because when you are performing this operation you are adding 3 to b, but the value of b is still unchanged, it is still pointing to 13. So in order to change the actual value of b to point to this operation, you have to say b equals to b plus 3. Now what you are doing, you are adding this number 3 to the existing value of b and assigning the result back to b. So you are doing assignment operator, and also you are applying an operation on the same variable. So this, if you will do now, you will be getting the value of b as 16. Similarly, if I will say I want to half the value of b. What I will do, I will say b backslash 2 and I will be getting 8.0. Now the actual value of b is still 16 because I have not assigned it back. So in order to assign it back, I will have to say b and then b by 2, and now my value of b will be 8.0. So when you have an operation to be performed on a variable and the result should be assigned back to the same variable, then instead of writing it like this, you can use the shorthand assignment operation. Like in this case, in the first case, we can say b plus equal to 3. It means b is equal to, if I will write it like this, b equal to b plus 3. When you have an operation to be performed on a variable assigned back on the same variable, then avoid writing this variable name twice, just put it once before this equal to, use this operator, place this operator before equal to, and that's it. So it becomes b plus equal to 3. In this next case, if I want to do like divide it by 2, what I will have to say, b slash equal to 2. Now after performing this operation, what would have been the value of b? 11. So now if I'll perform this operation, it will give me basically b equals to 5.5. So that's how you can do any that's how you can combine any of the arithmetic operator with equal to, and it will give you a new assignment operator. Let's quickly see if I will triple this number. I want to triple the value of b. What I can say? I can say b equals to b into 3, but in shorthand we can simply say it as b multiply equal to 3. It will basically expand to b equals to b into 3, and now the value of b will be triple to 16.5. So that's the second operator in Python. Let's quickly see the third operator in Python, which is comparison operator. Comparison operator. Now we have equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. So these are the comparison operators we have, and let's see them in action. What basically comparison operator does? This operator compares the value to its right, to its left, and to its right. That's what this comparison operator will be doing. Suppose I want to compare two values. I want to check whether 4 is greater than 2 or not. Yes, we know that 4 is greater than 2. But suppose the values are stored in some number, like a is having some value and b is having some value. Okay, I don't know, I cannot see the values, since here I am just explaining, I am showing you by assigning some values. But suppose these values you have got it somewhere from database or somewhere from APIs, and you want to compare these numbers, then you can simply say a greater than b or not. The return type of this comparison operator will always be a boolean, means it will be either true or false. So if the operation, the operator whatever you are using, if that will be true, the return result will be true. If it is not, then it will return false. So you are saying a is greater than b. You are asserting that a is greater than b, but is it? No, the value of a is 11, the value of b is 13. So it should return false. But if I'll say b is greater than a, now I am asserting b is greater than a. Whether I am true or false? Yes, I am true. So that's how you will be using comparison operator. So let's quickly say some more example. B greater than equal to like 13. Now b is greater than or equal to 13. Is b greater than 13? No. But is b equal to 13? Yes. So that's why it returned true. It means greater than or equal to. If either of the condition is satisfied, it will return true. Similarly, if I'll say b less than equal to 13, then also it will return true. B is not less than 13, but b is equal to 13. If I'll say b less than 15, obviously true. But if I'll say b less than a, it will return me false. Now if I want to compare two values whether they are equal or not, so I can say, I can use this double equal to, and if I want to check whether a and b are equal or not. So single equal to is used for assignment operator. Two equal to means you are doing a comparison operator. It checks whether the two values are equal or not. So a equal to b is returning you false, because the value of a is 11, I think. yeah, and B is 13, so it is returning false. If I say 5 equal to 3, is it true or false? It is false, because this equal to compares the value of A with the value of B. Here it is comparing the value of 5 with the value of 3. But if I'll say 5 equal to 5, I'll be getting the value as true. So equal to basically compares whether the two values on the left and on the right, whether they are equal or not. And similarly, if I have not equal to, which is I'm saying I'm asserting 5 is not equal to 5. Is it true or false? It is false, because 5 is equal to 5. But if I will assert A is not equal to B, I will be true, because A is not equal to B. So that's what the comparison operator does. It basically compares the values. It basically do the comparison between the operands. So yeah, that's pretty much about the comparison operator. We have seen equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. Then let's move on to the next operator, that is logical operator. Now we have three logical operators in Python. We have AND, we have OR, we have NOT. Okay, so AND or NOT, they work on multiple conditions. They are basically condition based. So suppose I'm saying if the condition is like this and the condition is like this, I will be doing some action, I will be taking some actions. Now in order for me to take this action, both the conditions which I am putting before AND operation and after AND operation, these needs to be true. Similarly, if I'll say either of this condition or this of this condition is true, I will take some action. So now in this case, either of the condition needs to be true. Like if it is Sunday and I'm not going out, I will watch a movie. So in order to watch movie, what it needs to be? It needs to be Sunday and I should not be going out. If it is not Sunday, even if I am not going out, will I watch movie? No. But if it is Sunday and I am going out, will I watch movie? No. So in order for me to watch movie, the both of the condition needs to be satisfied. It needs to be Sunday and I should not be going out. But if I'll tweak my statement, like if it is Sunday or I am not going out, I will be watching a movie. Now it doesn't matter whether if it is Sunday or I am not going out, I will be watching a movie. So now if either of the condition is true, whether it is Sunday, then I will not even be checking the second statement. I will be watching a movie. But if I am not going out, then I will not be checking the day, whether it is Sunday, Monday or any day. I will be watching a movie. So in order for me to watch movie in OR condition, either of the condition needs to be true. And NOT basically inverts your statement. So NOT of true will give you false, NOT of false will give you true. So let's quickly see the operations. Like if I'll say 7 greater than 5, first let's quickly see. If the first statement evaluates to true and second statement evaluates to true, then the final output will be true in AND, because both the statement needs to be true. But if any of the statement is false, my final output will be false. True and false will give you false, false and true will give you false, false and false will give you false. Similarly, in case of true, either of the operation should be true. True or true will give you true, because and if any of the condition is true, if the first condition is true, it will not even evaluate the second condition. Similarly, if we have true or false, then also I will be getting true, false or true. In this case, the first statement evaluated to false, so it will go and check the next statement. Next statement is true, the output will be true. If both the statement will be false, then only my result will be false. And obviously sorry, I have already given the false or false. Okay, and not operator is simply the negation, not of false will give you true, and not of true will give you false. Let's quickly see that in examples. If I'll say 5 greater than 2 and 6 less than 10, now I'm saying there is this condition on the left and then there is a condition on the right. Left condition will evaluate to true because 5 is greater than 2. Right condition will also evaluate to true because 6 is less than 10. So left side true, right side true, the output will be true. But if the same case but the output something like the operation changes, 5 is less than 2 and 6 is less than 10. Now the first statement is false. Even though the second statement is true, the final output will be false. If the first statement is true but the second statement is false, then also the result will be false. And obviously if both the statements are false, 5 is less than 2 and 6 is greater than 10, the result will be false. But if we have OR operation, then let's quickly check. 5 greater than 2 or 6 less than 10. Now since 5 is greater than 2, it will not even go and check the second statement. The final output will be true. 5 greater than 2 or 6 greater than 10. First statement is true. Even though the second statement is false, doesn't matter, the output is true. 5 less than 2 or 6 less than 10. Now the first statement is false, so it will go and check whether what is the status of second statement. Second statement is true, so false or true will give you the result as true. And 5 less than 2 or 6 greater than 10, it will result in false. And in case of negation, so not of 5 greater than 2. 5 is greater than 2, true, but not of true will give you false. And if I say not 5 less than 2, 5 is less than 2, false, not of false, true. So that's how the logical operators work. They have the logical AND, logical OR and logical NOT. In order for them to be evaluated, you need two statements. Both the statements are evaluated and then the final verdict is given. Now you will be wondering where we will be using this operator. This operator will mainly be used in conditional statement. Whenever you will be working with if else, when we will reach there, we will see the conditions of the program will be derived, will be based on some decisions or multiple decisions, and how to accommodate or how to mix multiple decision, we will be using these logical operators. Then we have the bitwise operator. In bitwise operator we have again bitwise operators. So in bitwise operator we have bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise XOR. So what basically this does, what bitwise are, this is also AND. Few minutes back also we learned AND, OR, NOT, XOR. So what this is, this bitwise operator will work on the bits. Basically it will take numbers, it will this was working on the values and there was some conditions were evaluated and based on that the result was given. Here the AND, OR or XOR, this will be applied based on the bits. So suppose if I say 5 ampersand 2, then if I'm getting 0, how this 0 is being evaluated? So 5 will be converted into bits, 2 will be converted into bits means binaries, and then the AND operations happen. So the equivalent of 5 into binary is something like 101, and equivalent of 2 in binary is something like 010. And if I will do an AND operation on them, what will happen? 1 0, 1 is considered as true, 0 is as false. So true and false, it should be false, 0. false and true, it should be 0. True and false, 0. So that's why the result was evaluated as 0. That's why you got the result as 0 in this case. But if I'll say 5 or 2, now the result is 7. What happened? In this case only, let's quickly copy it, and instead of and we will be having or, and the results will be true or false, or 1 or 0, the result will be true 1, false or true, the result will be true 1, 1 or 0, the result will be true 1. So that's why this results 1 1 1 to 7. That's why you got 7 here. And if I'll say suppose 5 XOR 2, I will be getting again 7. Yeah, so XOR means doing the AND operation and then negating that. So that's how this 5 XOR gives you the 2. And now you have a homework of doing the NOT, bitwise NOT operator in Python. Then let's quickly move to the next operator, and that is membership operator. So we have two membership operators, in and not in. What membership operator does, it basically check whether a value is a member of a iterable or not. So suppose if I have a list, don't worry, we will be learning all these data types in detail, lists, strings and all these things. But for now, think of list as a container where we are having some values, like if I am having a value of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Now I want to check whether a value is a part of this iterable or not. In that case, what we can do, we can use an in operation. So if I will say 11 in li, so if 11 is there in this list, it will return true. If it is not there, it will return false. If I say 17 in li, I am asserting that 17 is there in li. Whether I am true? No. 17 is not there, so I will be getting the result as false. But if I say 17 not in li, then I am saying that 17 is not there in li. Am I true or false? I am true. But if I say 13 not in li, I am true or false? I am false, because 13 is there in li. We can do it on strings also, like suppose if I have a string s equals to and if I want to check whether a particular character is there or not, so if I say L in S, am I true? Yes. If I will say uppercase L in S, whether am I true or false? I am false, because they are like, they will be matching for exact case also. So lowercase l will only be looking for lowercase l. So if you have some kind of iterable, okay, then if you want to check whether a particular value is a member of this iterable or not, you can use in and not in operators. So in is basically saying you are asserting that the value is there in this iterable. Not in means you are asserting this value is not there in that iterable. If your assertion is true, the result will be true. If your assertion is false, the result will be false. So that's about the membership operator. And last but not least, we have this identity operator. So identity operator will somewhat look similar to the comparison operator, equal to and not equal to, but they have a huge difference. Okay, so we have is and is not. These are the two identity operator. So if I'll say, like suppose 7 equals to, like if I'm saying suppose a equals to 7. Okay, if I'll say a is 7, whether I am true or false, means I am saying the value of a is 7. Currently I'm not saying value of a, but just to explain, I'm saying asserting that a is equivalent to 7, so it is returning me yes, a is 7. Okay, but if I'll say a equals to 7, I will be getting true. Okay, so I got a equals to 7 as true, a is 7 as true, and obviously 7 equals to 7 is also true. So what happened when I'm saying a is 7? In is operator, in equal to operator, we are basically evaluating the values, whether the value of left is equal to the value of right or not. But in case of is operator, we are checking whether the left one and right one are pointing to the same object or not, whether they are pointing to the same ID or not. If that is so, then yes. So that's why here we got some warning, because on the left we were trying to compute the ID and on the right we were having a value. So that's why we got a error, a warning. Suppose b equals to 7, and if I will say a is b, I will be getting true, and I did not got any warning. Correct? When what happened here, I was trying to do a comparison with ID and a value, that's why I got some warning. But yeah, obviously this ID was also pointing to a value 7, it returned me true. But in this case, since I was doing both the ID operation and I was doing a comparison on those ID operation, I got a true. What this ID operation is, let's quickly see. ID means the reference where this particular variable is pointing. So this particular variable is having a reference of 140703502603240, and let's check ID of B. It is also having the same reference. So when the reference were compared, you got a value of true because they both are having the same reference. If I will now say C equals to A, and now let's check A is C, true. Let's check ID of C. It will also be pointing to the same address. And if I'll say B is A, or sorry, B is C, then also I will be getting true, because again they are, all their IDs are same. If I'll say B is not C, what I will be getting? I will be getting false. Now you will say, hey, it will always return true only whether I will be using equal to or is. No, that will not be the case. There will be cases where they will return you different results. Let me show you one example quickly, and then you can like discuss read on your own more on that. Suppose I have a list li1, which is an empty list. I have li2, which is an empty list, and I have li3, which is equal to li of 1 plus li of 1 plus li of 2. Let's see, li1 equals to li2, true. That is an empty list, this is an empty list, true. Let's check, li1 is li2, false. Why? Let's understand. When we are creating list, okay, when we are creating list, even though the values are empty, but these two are given new addresses, new references each time. So if you check the ID of li1, it will have a different address than ID of li2. Okay, so you can see the address, the references are different. That's why even though the values were same, both were having both were an empty list, you got different addresses, different references, and that's why the is operator failed. Let's check, li1 equals to li3, true, because you are adding two empty list and the result is an empty list. Let's check, li1 is li3, you will be getting false, because whenever you are doing some operation on list, it will create you a new list. That's what this is and not is doing. Basically they are checking the references. Equal to is checking the values. So that's all about the operators in Python. Feel free to comment out any questions. Thank you.